Reverend Arlene Meyer.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to just turn that up. So as you know, we have been kind of doing a comparison of unity and the 12 steps and looking at how they correlate with each other. And so the first step was, if you remember, that we are powerless. We are powerless over anything outside of ourselves. We're powerless over people, places, and things. The more that we try and control that stuff, the more upset we get. And the more upset we get, the more unmanageable our lives become, because we're going on and on and on about the fact that nobody
Reverend Arlene, you are muted. We lost you. I think we have lost Reverend Arlene. She's coming back. She's coming back. Well, I don't see her coming back on. I think she must be trying. Maybe somebody in the sanctuary can help with the technology. But I also call moments like this, when I'm asked to be patient. There she is.
So Maya, we've got the sound. Um, so, so I very hard when someone else is talking. All right. So we have sound, Maya. So you can. So anyway, so I thought, I'm not going to believe in this God. Why would I want to believe in a God that was going to punish me if I didn't do everything it wanted me to do? So when I got to be an adult and I had to come to a point where I had to believe in a God to save my own life, I decided, someone told me that I should make up the God of my understanding, that I should decide what.
Can you hear me? Okay. Anyway, I'm taking this. I call it, these are moments from spirit, gifts from spirit, to sit with a good thought, with an affirmation. And I have this blessing that has come together from a visioning exercise I did with Reverend Chris and Reverend Rosemary about peeking into the future of Unity Center of Montreal. And I have heard from different ones of you asking about more sharing on our end, on those of us who are in leadership. What do we envision? What do we see? And here is this one vision. I don't know if anybody wants to call. Can you hear Reverend Arlene talking to you? No. Okay. Maybe somebody can call her and tell her that those of us on Zoom can hear each other, but we are not plugged into what's going on in the center, right?
Correct.
So anyway, here is this blessing that came together from this visioning exercise. And we are going to start maybe a shortened version of it. We're going to start holding as our affirmation. And this was a vision that came together from us three ministers, going into deep meditation and asking for the future of Unity Center of Montreal. So this is the big flowing spirit of Unity Center Montreal. Showed me a building serving as a community center for NDG. Not a church in the traditional sense. Yet the sanctuary appears to be a venue for all kinds of music and events, while still preserving our sanctuary for us, the congregation, on Sunday morning. The office and the apartment and the kitchen are serving as a co-working environment. So it still has the look of the apartment, but it is also for a co-working environment with an outdoor deck. That's a wonderful dream. Yet, the downstairs is remodeled and filled with children. It is a neighborhood center with a loving and entrepreneurial spirit. As you know, I'm coming up in September, and I am going to start the process of inviting a possible collaboration with the daycare center next door. They want to expand, and they would like to rent our downstairs from Monday through Friday, from 6 in the morning till 5 in the evening. We would still have AA in the evening, but it would be something that we would be working out in the time that I'm there. I'm really committed to allow the building to have activities. We always spoke of that, but to have now really to move in the direction to have activities during the week, and yet never lose that this is a Unity Center, but it is a community center, and it is working for the neighborhood. It becomes a lively place with music and with classes and with activities. So anyway, we have Kate, whom you all know, who is a new member to our congregation, is serving as a community event coordinator. She is sort of spearheading this. There is a couple of people who are coming on, but I think we still don't have Arlene with us. Has somebody tried to reach her? There she is. So
Sorry, Dr. Meyer. Can I just say it's the Unity Center monitor that's up, but Arlene, we've lost Arlene. She was on, I think, maybe with her cell phone, but she's not on.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was hoping that maybe one of you could call her. The phone line is working. Bell Canada has reestablished full service. You might want to call her at Unity Center. It's 514-481-7618. I was hoping that we could just let her know that she is obviously giving a talk to the people in the audience, in the sanctuary. I can't hear you, Rosemary. You need to unmute yourself.
Sorry, that's what she needs to do in this circumstance, is she needs to move forward in the sanctuary where she is. And
So-
I assume that Kate is not there in person today to serve as tech host, correct?
She's not with us.
Leave a brief message indicating your name and phone number, and we will return your call as soon as possible. We are located at 3465 Giroir in NBC. Our Sunday service is at 11 a.m. and a meditation is held on Tuesday at 6 p.m. All are welcome. And here is a word for today. Look not at the wall around you. Look at the doors that invite you in. Look not at the mountain in front of you, unless you look for a trail to follow. Listen.
Meyer.
The song of the bird, the whisper of the wind, the laugh of a friend. Listen.
Yes.
Why don't we just continue what you started?
Yes.
Yes, I'm
And
going
just
to.
forget
going-
about Montreal, and we are going to envision Montreal.
Right. And so I was thinking that since we don't have the talk, we do have this vision of the future of Unity Center as a community center. And you might have questions, which is what I would also love. I know I have people who are engaging with me about how do we get there? What do we do? How do we lead this? And I can only tell you at the moment that I'm writing an email about this to people who I think might be interested to serve on a task force, because this is again a team who needs to come together to meditate and to envision and to be creative and stop presenting ideas. How do we do this? We do have Kate. We do have the sing-along on Thursday night. We are now embarking on a mindful class on Monday that is, Kate is facilitating that. That's starting in September, but it's a unity activity. So if I was thinking the most interesting thing to me would be if you would ask questions, if you would share maybe some of your thoughts about some of what lights in you. Yes, Anna Marie.
I feel it's a great thing if you open up to your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I feel that as soon as they feel what unity is, you get new people who are helping to share and to also to work with.
Yes.
And especially because they are young people and children, and I feel this would be great.
Okay. I love it. I love it that you could catch on to this idea, because it's such a shift from what we tried to do, in the belief that if we would just get one permanent full-time minister, he or she would pull us into an enlarged congregation, but it's not happening. We can't find anybody. And so we are doing it, what we're doing with minister in residence, with me serving sort of as a organizing principle on the top, but it's what is. And the teaching in unity is look at what is in front of you, and then build on that, not declaring it wrong or, oh, I don't like it, or now what can we do to build on this? Just a moment, let me finish my train of thought, otherwise I lose. No, it's already gone. Okay, Rosemary, what do you want to say?
I wanted to ask a question, if I may, and that is there a neighborhood association for Notre Dame de Grâce in Montreal?
Of course there are. There are 3 or 4 Upper Monkland that are, this is a very involved community, and they have oops, there's somebody talking. Yeah, there are communities, and I think Arlene and Chris have explored Monkland and have plugged in to, and now Kate is connecting
Good.
with a music event that she's sponsoring in collaboration with an association in Monkland that will bring in maybe 40 people for a musical event, and we'll
So-
share our space with him. Yeah.
So what would happen if, as you're thinking of going back to Montreal, you were to connect with the leaders of the different neighborhood associations and say, hey, we want to become a much more involved resource
Right.
for this neighborhood. What are your priorities, and how could we help you to achieve those priorities?
I'm making a note about association, and I know that the person who is absolutely plugged in is Kate, because she is visiting with these association, trying to get them to be aware that we're having these musical events and bringing people in.
But
Yeah.
we also need to ask, what do they want to do? What are their priorities? Where are their points of pain? Because that's how we can become a resource, a powerful resource for the neighborhood, is asking, learning, who are they? Who are we part of?
Okay, I'm writing it down. Yes, Anna Marie.
Like a kind of uniting, you know. We are
Yes.
opening up and building a bigger unity circle with all kinds of ideas,
Right.
trying not to limit it.
Right.
And
Right.
letting them
Well, I know that I have
inform us.
several
Yeah.
people right now, but we have several people right now in the congregation who want to be part of the task force. Now I called, okay, that's from Catherine. She said she left a message, but nobody answered. Okay. Well, I'm willing, if you want to, we could use this visioning that is now being picked up. Rosemary is talking about it. Anna Marie is talking about it. And you are aware that Rosemary is one end of the United States and Anna Marie is in Switzerland. So it's already wonderfully being an image of our interconnection. And I know we have two people here who I know that they're on and they're listening. So if you're willing to just go with me into this visioning of this center, we have two ideas that when I'm up there that I go on visit the association. I think I'm going to invite Kate to join me in this visiting. And then this word uniting. Unity is uniting with other activities in the neighborhood. But you realize with my limited time in Montreal, we need a team. We need people who are going to be wanting to be part of this. So let's close our eyes for just look. It's already, in the second half of our service. Let's just close our eyes, and first and foremost, we declare divine order. Wherever Arlene is, whatever is going on in the sanctuary, it is divine order. We are here. We are the Zoom part of this day, of this Unity Sunday service. We are at the cusp of a new beginning. It says even in this statement, the old vision, the old ways of one minister at the top and a place called the church, they are of the past. That does not mean we don't have sanctuary. We need sanctuary more than ever inside of us and among us. And we will always hold, in all truthfulness, we will hold our sanctuary as a sacred space for our Sunday mornings. So I'm going to read this. Keep your eyes closed. Just let's see what arises in you when you, the big flowing spirit that is Unity Center of Montreal, showed me a building serving as a community center for NDG. Not a church in the traditional sense. Yes, the sanctuary is there for us to use on Sunday morning for our sacred time together. The office, the apartment, the kitchen are remodeled as a co-working environment with outdoor desk space. The downstairs is filled with children and a couple of offices even. It is a neighborhood center with a loving and entrepreneurial spirit. I think of us at any time that we hold this vision, this blessing, this affirmation, that we are giving birth to this, that we are willing to be channels for this, that we are maybe godparents, whatever you want to call it, in bringing this forth. It is more than one person. It is not a concept that goes from top down and is hierarchical, but it's a concept that invites leadership in the form of teams that learn to work together. Teams that catch creative ideas. Teams that protect creative ideas. When they flow, it is often in the world that ideas fall on hard, dry land and they die because too many people say, oh, that cannot be done. We don't have the money, we don't have the time, we don't have the resources. And then the team holds the willingness to say,
Technology, isn't it wonderful?
yes, yes. I'm going to mute everybody.
I'm gonna let Sandra come up then.
Yes, yes, yes. The team can do that for one another with ideas.
Yeah.
And so it is. And I think we got Arlene back.
Yeah, well, we're done here, so I'm turning it over to you. I did the announcements already, so it's in your court, Maya.
Yeah, we just did that. So I'm I guess, did you do the love offering? Did you do the blessing?
So we have started, instead of passing the basket is back there. And all love offerings, you're welcome to put it in there, but we're gonna do our blessing. So together, as if we're doing the blessing together.
Yep.
Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. Very grateful.
So all I can say is that we did a brainstorming session around the visioning process, because we realized you were speaking, but we were also having the Zoom congregation here. And I think we did the best we could. We collected some ideas, but that's all. I'm going to stop the recording.